So to supplement the annual training that I described to you, there's a daily feed of, if you wish, social media, professional, um, a category of professional media. And with that, we gain knowledge about trends, issues, concerns, general discussions regarding safety in aviation. Safety is always the highest category, uh, but below that are areas that you could say support the safety priority, but in reality, they're general discussions that relate to concerns pilots have from day to day. There are, and they are related to a process we refer to as SMS, Safety Management Systems. And within that, there are forms that allow crew members to submit their observations and concerns per flight of anything they feel are very relevant to safety. There are forms related to Safety Management System, SMS. Right. They're not really safety response. They are submitted forms in written context that relate a scenario or incident, if you will, that are felt to be important or critical to safety management. Well, yes. They provide a written account, so they, in essence, are become accountable, and uh, they, because they're written, they're part of a record, and they are processed in accordance with the safety management system, which includes um, if you will, anonymity. In other words, they can be submitted without any concern of negative recourse or self-incrimination. So they support the safety management system without being written articles, if you will, that can be used against the person that wrote them. The structure within the safety management system is set, so they're submitted within the organization that pilot operates within, or if they wish, they can go all the way to a federal government agency which then provides immunity, or they make the pilot immune from prosecution if, in fact, what they're relating was an incident that happened in flight that they could be prosecuted for, didn't obviously result in an accident, but it provided the pilot's perspective of what happened at that moment that pilot felt could have resulted in an accident. So they are, in essence, providing that testimony in advance, regardless if there was an accident or not, so that the whole community can benefit from that circumstance. Well, in that case, when a pilot, for example, is writing up a situation directed towards myself as chief pilot, they could, in fact, be a lot more specific, because I'm not a governing agency. In the same situation or scenario, they could write towards a federal agency and perhaps be as specific, but also very general in terms of their opinion about who did something wrong versus who did something right. Because what's important in that case is the situation is related to the federal agency, with a perspective of nobody really did anything wrong, this is what happened. And as I said earlier, versus towards me as the chief pilot, they could be more specific, because I'm not a governing agency, and maybe point more directly to who they felt did something wrong, and pretty much by default create an immunity for themselves, because they're not going to write that they did something wrong.